Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Abhilasha Patel, and as usual, we go live every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We discuss a lot of questions regarding study in the UK, about career opportunities, scholarships, eligibility criteria, visa, and many more things. Not only this, we are also going to talk about intakes like September January intakes 2027. We have Azaz sir from Birmingham, UK, having 10 years of experience giving guidance for students, for interviews, visa applications, counselings, and many more. So here we have Azaz sir.
Hi, Abhilasha. Thank you for arranging this session again. I welcome everyone to watch our live session every week. If you have any questions, concern regarding UK admission process, visa queries, scholarship, entry requirements, as Abhilasha said, this is the right platform to ask. We always discuss a number of questions during the live session. This question usually collect from the students that we got through our social media platform or many other channels. So we love to discuss about the student concern, the parents concern. The objective of the this program is to give you more idea about study in the UK process, requirements, all other things. So clear all your doubts, makes your journey, UK journey more smoother, and the goal is to educate people about the opportunities, the challenges, and many other things. And I know as an international student, it's not easy to settle down in any country, whether it's UK, Australia, or Canada. Anywhere you go, it's very, very challenging. So our goal is to just discuss those challenges, opportunities, or many other concerns that students may have before they decided to go to any countries. However, specifically, we talk about UK in general because we are specialized in, UK admission process. We've been doing this for more than 10 years, and we've been as an international student in this country for many, many years now. We started our journey in 2016 to help other international students to uh, get the desired course and make the best out of their study abroad journey. So the goal is to help other students to choose right course, putting them in the right directions, make their life more simpler, in short. So
Yes.
as we progress to our live session, my colleague Abhilasha will ask me a series of questions and based on the market needs, and we will answer those accordingly. Thank you very much,
Yes.
and I hope the audience will ask many questions during the live session as well. And
Yes.
usually, we wait for your questions so we can discuss about this as well.
Yes. So last Tuesday, the last session, we have discussed about January 2027 intake. We have discussed many questions regarding eligibility criteria, tuition fee structures, when to apply, and interviews, what types of interviews are there, what are the questions and all that. So now I'm going to ask about questions regarding the financial part, because that's the main important part of the study, studying in UK, and what are the main documents required, for how much funds we required, regarding the bank balance, who can sponsor them, and all that. So my first question, like, what is the total bank balance required for master students?
Okay, so it is very difficult to give you the exact amount. Okay, so
Yes.
the main rule is you have to show certain amounts of funds,
Yes.
your bank account or your parents bank accounts. Okay,
Hmm.
and remaining tuition fees. Okay, so it's not very complicated. In the UK, the financial documents is very simple. You have to keep those funds for 28 days. Okay, so
Hmm.
if it is inside the UK, sorry, inside London maintenance fund,
Hmm.
it is, you have to keep like 14, approximately 13,347. Okay,
Okay.
so you have to keep 13,340, 347 pounds
Pounds.
plus the remaining tuition fees. For example, so if you're applying for University of Greenwich in London, If your
Hmm.
tuition fee is £15,000 and you paid £10,000 deposit, so remaining tuition fee is 5,000, right? So,
Yes.
so for the remaining 5,000 plus, if you are, because University of Greenwich in London, you have to show £13,347
Hmm.
plus £5,000 the remaining balance. So in total, you have to show minimum 18,347. So it's based on how much the tuition fee is and how much you're paying. So I'll give you a quick example. If it
Hmm.
is outside London,
Hmm.
then funds will be a little bit less than this. Also, the exact living expense for you. So I just wanted to give you the correct amount. Okay. So if it is outside London, the funds is, you have to keep the fund again the remain. For example, if you're applying for University of Wolverhampton, and
Hmm.
the tuition fee is again, for example, £15,000, right?
Yes.
So you paid £10,000, right? And
Hmm.
the remaining balance is £5,000, right? So
Yes.
studying outside London at University of Wolverhampton, which is close to Birmingham, the funds
Hmm.
you need to show, considering the fact you have paid £10,000 deposit, remaining balance is 5,000, so you have to pay 5,000 plus £10,539. So in total, you have to show £15,539
Okay.
in your bank accounts or your parents' bank accounts for at least 28 days. Okay,
Okay.
this is
Hmm.
how it works. So remaining balance and certain amounts for outside London and
Okay.
certain amount for inside London. Okay, so
Okay.
it's specific calculation, and you have to keep the funds for only 28 days, minimum 28 days, and also
Many
minimum what
years.
you can keep it for more than 28 days. That's not an issue, but it has to be minimum for 28 days. Okay, you have to keep the
Okay.
fund 28 days, remaining balance plus specific amounts for inside London and specific amount for outside London.
Outside London.
And also it depends on how much tuition fee, how much the tuition fee
Yes.
you
Paid. Shouldn't have paid.
paid. So this is a very simple calculation.
Okay.
Okay, so if it is outside London, 10,539 plus the
Hmm.
remaining balance. If it is inside London, it is 13,347 plus
Okay.
the remaining balance of your
Tuition
tuition.
fee.
It's a very specific, amounts, and you can't keep it less than 28 days. If it is more than
Hmm.
28 days, it's absolutely fine. You can
Fine.
keep the funds in your accounts, or
Hmm.
you can keep the funds in your parents' account. That means your mother's account or your father's account, or it can be
Hmm.
a joint account between you and your parents, or you or one of your parents as well. So anything can be
Okay.
combined. That's not an issue. As long as
Okay.
the funds keep in your accounts, in your parents' accounts, or in the joint accounts of you and your parents, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
However, if you are showing your parents' account,
Hmm.
then you have to show a birth certificate proving your relationship with your parents, also a
Okay.
consent, which is a simple letter from your parents saying that they are allowing
Hmm.
you to use these funds. It's a very simple process. It's not
Okay.
like other countries like USA or Australia or Canada. You have to show your parents' tax certificate, source of funds, sometime their salary certificate. How did you get this fund? So it's a lot of
Hmm.
documentation required. It's very
Okay.
very hassle. Sometimes you have to keep the funds for 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah. 6 months. Yeah.
6 months sometimes. So it's with UK, the financial requirement is very very simple.
Hmm.
You won't find any country simple
Hmm.
like UK in terms of financial requirements. So I
Yes,
think
that's true.
in terms of financial requirements, they're very, very flexible. Yes, I would like to mention one particular thing that sometimes the university might ask for additional documentation like source of funds. Where are you getting the funds?
Okay.
It's a very,
Hmm.
very rare cases. I would say out of 100 students, maybe 20 students maybe have to provide the source of funds, and as long
Okay.
as you provide the explanation and the documentation for the source of funds, like how did you get those funds, how
Hmm.
did your parents get those funds, as long as you can explain them and provide them a documentation that my father sold the land or sold the apartment or sold a flat in our locality, or my father has savings for more than 5 years, this is I got the funds from the savings account statement. This is
Hmm.
absolutely fine. I think it's that they're not quite strict about those sorts of funds, as long as you have a proper explanation and
Hmm.
the documents to support your explanation. That's should be okay.
Okay.
But this is not the case. I mean, this is not the regular case. It's okay.
Hmm.
It happens occasionally. So as I said, out of maybe if out of 100 students, probably 20 students need to provide those documentation. Other than that,
Documentations.
simple bank statement will work with UK
Okay.
process.
Yes, and one more thing, like if the total amount, like additional tuition fees plus living expenses is around 18,350 pound, so we can keep it the round figure amount, maybe 20,000 pound or
Yes.
21,000 pound. Is it okay?
I think it's a very good, observation, Abhilash. I think you can't keep the funds exactly as it is. Like, if the
Hmm. Hmm.
requirement is, for example, 18,347, you can't keep 18,347 because the
Yeah.
because of the currency
Fluctuate.
fluctuation. The currency
Hmm.
may goes down, the currency may goes up as well. So what we do,
Hmm.
make the amount round up the amount, right? For example, or there should be a buffer amount as well, or some extra amount as well. For example, if the requirement is 18,350, you should keep another 1,000 pound extra to
Hmm.
cover up the currency fluctuation, because you never know, the currency may fluctuate 3 rupees, 4 rupees.
4 rupees. Yeah,
time
yeah.
the time you have opened the bank account, the time you are going to apply for visa application. So
Hmm.
it should
Hmm.
not be the exact amount. It should be a
Hmm.
little bit more than the required amount, at least thousand
Yes.
pounds extra, or maybe 500 pounds extra. But what I do, I always ask my students to keep at least 1 to 2,000 pounds extra in their bank accounts, in case there is a significant fluctuation in the currency. For example, in Nigeria, I don't know whether the facts. Nigeria is seeing a lot of currency fluctuation in last 2 3 years. Um,
Okay.
it's a significant currency fluctuation, and it is that significant. Uh, the gap between the currency, sometimes if you keep the amount, for example, if the required amount is 18,000 pounds, and you keep 18,000 pounds in maybe in next month, it reduced, the requirement goes up,
Oh,
and you need to show same amount. For same amount, you have to keep another 1,000 pound extra. So it's very
okay. So
difficult for
it
them
takes time
to,
consuming.
yeah, to maintain this sort of thing. Therefore, we always ask Nigerian clients to keep additional 4 to 5,000 pound extra in their bank account, or 2 to 3,000 pound extra. If
Four to
there is
five thousand.
significant currency fluctuation, at least those amount cover the minimum requirement. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's a
Got
very,
it.
very
Yeah.
important, because even if you short by 1 pounds,
Hmm.
visa will be rejected straight away.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. That's
it's a
sure.
very, very difficult situation. So because
Hmm.
the process is, the requirement is so simple, and they're
Hmm.
also very, very strict about it, because they're not
Yes.
asking for many documents. All they're asking, you have to keep the funds
Minimum
for 28
documents.
days,
Hmm.
the the minimum amounts as well. So they're not asking for
Hmm.
many documentation. They're all they are asking for, living cost of 1 year, which
Hmm.
is certain amounts. They have, they have certain amounts, which is set by government, right? Like,
Hmm.
you have to show 13,347 if it is inside London. If it is outside London, it is 10,539, if I'm not
Hmm.
wrong. So exact amount. So you can't be less than that amount. It can be more than that amount. That's not a problem. And then they
Hmm.
have identified the amount based on the cost of living, outside the UK, outside the London, and now inside the London. So this is how it is. They're very, very specific about these numbers. It cannot be adjusted. Okay, you can
Yeah.
keep more, but you cannot keep less than that amount.
Less than that. Yeah. Why I ask this question, because sometimes students are very confused regarding, ma'am, if the amount would be less, then what happened? If it is
Yes.
more, then it will be what happened?
Yeah.
So that's the reason I ask. It's we can do the round of amount. It
Yeah.
may be 18,350. So we can tell them you can keep 20,000 as a
Yes.
bank balance for 28 days, but not less than that. It
That's
will
it.
be more. So second example, if the student is required 18,000 19,000 bank balance, and if he's having 45,000 bank balance. Just a
Mm-hmm.
question. So at that time, what will be the case?
Okay, that's fine. So I mean, like the minimum for example, the minimum requirement is 19,000 for you, right? You have applied to a
Yes.
course, and after calculating the remaining balance and the required maintenance fund inside UK, inside London or outside London, that you need 19,000 pound, for example. But
Hmm.
your father has a significant amount of savings available in his account or your mother's account, like
Hmm.
40,000 pounds, which is equivalent to I don't know how much
40 lakhs.
40
40,
lakhs or maybe 50
41 or
lakhs.
42 lakhs. Yes.
50 lakhs, maybe 50 lakhs because of the currency is quite
Hmm. Fluctuate.
going down in terms of rupees. Uh,
Hmm.
so maybe 50 lakhs, okay, that's not an issue because
Oh,
as long as you have the relevant explanation where did your parents got those funds, you should
yes.
not be worried about keeping extra funds in your account. So you can, for
Hmm.
example, if your father has a
Hmm.
fixed deposit amount in
Hmm.
his bank account, he's
Hmm.
he's not going to break the FD. The FD. You withdraw
Yeah,
the
fixed deposit. Yeah.
fixed deposit. You can't withdraw the fixed deposit
Fixed deposit.
because of the process. So maybe
Hmm.
your father has a FD account for 5 years, and
Hmm.
it's like accumulating interest and a lot of
Hmm.
things accumulating interest, and the amount is now 50 lakhs. So you
Hmm.
can't ask your parents, okay, I have to show
Only
like
20 lakhs.
20 lakhs.
Remaining
Can you just break the FD and give it doesn't make sense.
does not
Okay,
make
in that
sense. Yeah.
case, you can still show 50 lakhs because it's a saving and it's giving
Hmm.
your father's a income as well,
Hmm.
because of the interest and all things, right? So
Hmm.
you don't have to break the FD to keep 20
Hmm.
lakhs. You can still
Hmm.
show the FD as long as it is a mature FD, which is
Hmm.
available more than 28 days. It
Hmm.
should be okay. Okay.
Okay.
So I think
Yes.
don't complicate. I ask my clients or ask my students not to complicate things. This is where we
Hmm.
can help you to understand the process. This is what we have
Yes.
been doing for last 10 years, 12 years, right? So we
Hmm.
know what exact documents you need, and we
Yeah.
can accordingly advise you to prepare those documentation, right? So
Yes.
rather than writing in different blogs or getting information from different website, because there are too many information or too much information available on the internet, so people get
Hmm.
confused which one is the authentic information, right?
Hmm. True.
Sometimes. So what I suggest to students, go to gov.uk, which is an official website
Okay.
for, if whoever who wants to come to the UK, all the information about student visa is available there. But sometimes this website gets confusing for overseas students because the language,
Hmm.
it's quite difficult to understand because it's a formal language, and as there
Hmm.
is a lot of immigration law or and immigration related words combine into this whatever the description available. So it
Hmm.
becomes very difficult for them to understand. This is not written in a plain language because of it's a legal language, right? Because whoever wrote those you know law on whatever prepare those law, they write it in a legal language, so sometimes it becomes very difficult to understand from a student's perspective or a parent's perspective. I know, because we are
Hmm.
not everybody is understand the legal synonyms or the
Hmm.
words, so it becomes very difficult to understand. So that is
Difficult.
where, if you're finding it difficult to understand, this
Hmm.
is where we can help you to understand what is meant by this certain
Yeah.
sentence or certain words.
Hmm.
This is where we also get training from the. It is not that we are an expert or somebody get we understand everything. It's not like that,
Hmm.
because we've been doing this for many years, so we get
Hmm.
experience. We have regular training session with the university as well, so the university arranged regular training session with
Hmm.
us. Also, we do a lot of training session with partners, with different organization, and majority of our counselors are, I would say most of our counselors are
Certified.
British Council certified, so they have to go through a certification process every year. They have to do every 2 years, so they have to renew their certificate every 2 years. That means they have to update their knowledge every 2 years. So it's not easy. So, for example, I'm a certified counselor from British Council for many, many years. So I have to
Hmm.
renew my certificate every 2 years. So
Hmm.
when I try to renew the certificate again, I have to go
Hmm.
through the assessment process again. So I have to
Hmm.
update my knowledge. If there is any law changes, I have to adapt with the law changes. I have to, you know, read the new materials, and
Hmm.
get the proper understanding of the materials, and then attend the assessment, then get my certification again. So I think it's more regulated now. I mean, like, back in times, there were no specific professionals available for study in the UK. There are random people doing random things, but now whoever is working within this industry, they need to get certification from British councils, right?
Hmm.
If you wanted to get a contract from certain university, if you want a partnership from certain university, they wanted to see what certification you have,
You have.
how many British
True.
Council certified counselors you have, whether you are a registered business with AQF, so many things. You have to maintain a lot of regulations and all that. So it's
Hmm.
not easy anymore. I'm not saying it's difficult. It's not. I wouldn't say it's easy or difficult. I would say it's more regulated now. Okay,
Hmm.
university are more concerned about agents, like, whether the agents is providing the right information to the students, whether the
Students are.
whether the agents are, having the right knowledge or not. So there are a lot of things going on. The UK visa and immigration is more strict now. They are, even um, from June onwards 2026, the name of the agent will be available in your cast letter.
Oh,
So
okay.
with the final offer letter from the university, so
Hmm.
your agent name or the company name will be available on the
Hmm.
castle.
Hmm.
That means the UK immigration is very, very serious about those professionals who is dealing with, study in the UK,
Correct.
study visa process. So they just
Hmm.
wanted to make sure student get the best service and student get the accurate information. If something goes wrong,
Hmm.
then the agent can be accountable for that as well. So this is where
Okay. Yeah.
your name is added to the certificate
Yes,
of
teacher.
scholarship letter, or certificate of student confirmation letter. Okay, so
Okay.
this has become a serious business now. So it's not like before,
Nobody.
student,
Yes.
give them random information and he end up getting a refusal, and you said no, I can't do anything about, because it is not my fault. So there is a certain accountability right now. So every
Yeah.
agent has to be very, very careful when
Yes.
they're dealing with
Careful.
student visa, when they're dealing with the
Hmm.
student's profile. So
Hmm.
this is what I say, always reach out to the people who knows the process, right?
True. That's true. Hmm.
So you will find thousands of agents in India. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Many.
I wouldn't say everybody is bad, everybody is good. I'm not going to comment on this, but there are
Hmm.
good number of people, they're doing excellent jobs. I mean, like, you'll find a lot of professionals. They are very, very passionate about what they are doing. They're really care about students, and
Hmm.
luckily team consultancy is one of them. Trust me, I mean, like, all our counselors are very, very passionate about, getting your job done and making sure that you are in a safe environment, making sure you choose the right course, whether it's suitable for your careers or not. We go beyond our duties and responsibilities to help students. It is
Hmm.
not saying in words. It is, if
It
anyone comes
is.
to us, they will definitely feel that, we are
Yes.
always going, beyond our responsibility, beyond our accountability, and making sure
Hmm.
students are safe, and making sure they're getting into the right places, they're getting into, right cities, and based on their, affordability. It's not like that if somebody comes with a certain budget, and I put him in an expensive university where it is very difficult for him or his parents to maintain his education. Rather, I
Hmm.
would prefer someone to say, okay guys, yes, I think if you come to me, I will
Hmm.
assess your financial situation, your academic situation, and suggest something that suits your profile. It's not because
Hmm.
I put connection with certain university and I'm going to put you there. It's not like that. So we
Hmm.
always prefer students' preferences over our preferences. So this is very, very important, because we have certain accountability with university. We have to uh, give them certain numbers of students every year. So have, some people feel pressured, okay, no, I have to give them students to certain university regardless, but it's not like with us, it's not like this. Yes, we have partnership with the university, we have accountability with the university, but if your financial situation does not suits the university's requirement, then we are
Hmm.
not going to put you in this university. This is for sure. And
For sure.
majority of the student complains about saying that, this is it was my agent that chose this university, I did not wanted to
Hmm.
go to university, this sort of things. But in with our
Yes.
case, it's not going to happen. For sure, whatever university you wanted to select will help you to get into this university. Yes, sometimes the students demands, okay, I wanted to get into this university, but they don't
Hmm.
understand the financial burden of the university, or whether your profile fits into this university courses or
Hmm.
not, right? In that case, we have to convince them, saying that, okay, this, your budget does not fit into this university,
In this
your
universities.
the academic credential does not go with their requirements as well, so therefore you have to choose this university. But sometimes people are adamant, no, 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 I want to go to this specific. And then we said, okay, that's fine, we launch your
Hmm.
application, but it's not going to work out. But
What
still,
are-
respect their decision, and proceed as per their, needs, or as per their
Yes.
preferences as well.
Hmm. That's true. So the next question is, what documents student should check, double check before applying for the student visa?
Okay, so applying for student visa, you don't need many documentation if you apply to UK student for if you're
Hmm.
applying for UK student visa. Okay, all you need a valid passport with minimum
Okay.
6 months of validity, right? Minimum. Okay, so I would prefer, if somebody has 5 months, 6 months, 7 months in their passport, you should renew it before
Hmm.
facing embassy. The
Hmm.
second thing you need is all your academic credentials, the original copies of your academic credentials, not photocopies, not scan copies, like the original copies of your academic credentials.
Hmm.
Your bachelor transcript, bachelor certificate, 12 standard certificate, 10 standard certificate, this sort of things, letter of recommendation from university, employer reference from your employer, excuse me, those sort of things. And in terms of financial documentation, you need bank statement,
Hmm.
uh, and a letter from the bank. Okay,
Hmm.
and if it is your parents account, with bank statement, a letter from a bank, a birth certificate, and a letter from your parents saying that you can use their funds, simple as that. And if you're from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and any South Asian countries, you need to do a tuberculosis test, which is TB test. So if you do
Yes.
a medical test, they will check
Hmm.
whether you have TB or not. Is it TB or not? It's a very simple test. It's going to cost you maybe $60, something like that. Depending what location you are in, and
Hmm.
in different location it may cost different as well. So it's roughly around $60 to $80. Okay, so
Hmm.
it's a very simple process. If you don't have TB, you will get the results in 1 or 2 days. In some cases, you will get the results in same day. Okay, so
Okay.
these are the simple documentation you need. And sometimes you can upload those documentation to you, I mean, like, VFS portal, or whatever the company is dealing with EQ visa and immigration. I think
Hmm.
in India it is VFS, right? So you can
VFS. Yeah.
upload those documentation into VFS portal. Even you don't have to carry this documentation I mean, like, if
They
you,
say.
and
Hmm.
all you have to do, just give your fingerprints, take your passport with you, give your fingerprint, that's it. And remaining documents you can simply upload to their
The
portal.
portal.
It's
The
very
VFS
simple
portal.
process. It can't be simpler than this. EQ process is very, very simple. So this is very simple documentation you need. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's all pretty much. And sometimes there are some documentation required. They might ask, the EQ visa and immigration might ask you to submit additional documentation. For example, if you have a long gap and you did not
Study
submit,
here.
yes, study gap, like after bachelor degree probably you haven't done anything, then they
Hmm.
might say, okay, you have completed your bachelor degree in 2015 or 2020, what you have been doing since 2020 or 2015. So you have to
6
provide
years. Hmm.
an explanation saying that, I've graduated in 2015, since then I've been working for XYZ company. After XYZ company, I work for ABCD company. So this is what you have to say. You have to provide the latest employer reference. In that case, you don't have to provide an experience letter from the company you worked for 10 years ago. Maybe they don't exist anymore. So all you have to do is just,
True.
provide the latest
latest one.
letter from your employer. That's all. And sometimes
Yes.
they might ask you, okay, I can see you have showed 40 lakhs rupees in your father's account. Could you please
Hmm.
provide this explanation for the source of fund or a
Hmm.
document? Uh, can you please provide a document where he got the funds from, or the origin of the funds?
Hmm.
But as I said, it's very rare cases. You're not going to
Yeah.
get this kind of email or additional documentation requests quite often. It depends case to cases.
Yes. Yes. Okay. That's it from my end. Thank you. The main topic of the day was about the financial part, and that you cleared very well. And hope students would understand this very clearly, that how much bank balance they required, how much old they required, who can sponsor them, and it is not necessary that only the minimum account like bank balance required. It's we can do the round
Yeah.
of the total amount and everything.
Yes,
So,
it can be more than the required amount, but it should not
but
be
not
less
the
than
less
the required
than,
amount.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Thank you for
I know.
adding.
Thank you, Abhilasha. Thank you again. I know it's very confusing for everyone. This is where we have introduced one-to-one session.
Yes.
Students can join one-to-one session with us. The booking link available in the comment section. Just book one-to-one session with us.
Hmm.
There'll be a free 45-minute session with one of our expert counselors. He can guide you. What documents you need to show. Uh, how you can prepare your financial documentation, your academic credentials, and all the things. So yeah, it's a free one-to-one session. So just reach out to us and book session from any part of the world. If you're living in South India or any part of the world, maybe Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, the objective is to help students around the world. So we're not limiting ourselves for South Asian students only. We're open to Southeast Asian students. If you are from Brazil, I don't know, anywhere you are seeing our live session, feel free to reach out to us, and
Hmm.
we can help you to fulfill your study abroad dream in the UK.
Hmm.
And hopefully you will able to contribute towards your goal, and provide you the right guidance as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Abhilasha, again, and
Yeah.
looking forward to our next live session as well.
Live session.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.